Welcome to the Tone Jerks podcast. I'm your host, Brian Gower, and with me today...
Kyle McIntyre. I'm here.
He's
still a little sick.
Little sick still.
Still under the weather. What does that even mean, under the weather? We're always under the fucking weather.
Okay, Dad.
Yeah. Seriously.
Why do they say that? We're
Coming
all
in hot.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm feeling a lot better. Kyle's still got it. You're feeling better, but
Oh, yeah.
it's still in your head a little bit. Your nose.
I was doing backflips earlier.
Yeah.
But
hello, my baby. Hello,
it's in my
honey.
lungs. It's like if I exhale, you can hear like this nasty shit.
Because you got to stop breathing, dude.
Yeah. I tried that
You're
once.
doing too much heavy breathing.
Yeah.
Look at all those MXR pedals.
Man, I'm swimming in it.
All right. What is new in your world, Kyle?
I just today dropped off my neck for my Meteora that I'm working on.
Yeah.
I needed help.
Yeah.
So
I need help.
I need an adult. Basically, I tried to put the tuners on,
Yeah.
locking tuners, and like one of them was crooked. I'm like, oh, like it was like the third one in. So I'm like, oh, I got four more. I'm like, no, I can't. I'm like, someone's got a jig, basically. They got to have one. So I dropped off at Top Gear.
Yeah.
And while they're there, like, oh, I had mentioned I have the nut. I'm like, would you be able to align this to, because I couldn't get it in. He was looking at it. This is the wrong nut. I'm like, oh. So had the wrong nut. It had the wrong profile.
Oh.
So mine was grooved for like a flat, I guess.
Radius?
Flat radius, there you go.
Yeah.
Or a flatter radius, and the one I had was pretty curved.
Nice, yeah.
So they're going to shave down another one and put it in.
Cool.
And then he flipped it over and he's like, oh, this is brand new. Did you want me to put inserts? So I'll do like metal inserts so I can have like machine screws instead of like wood screws that hold the neck onto the body.
Oh, cool.
I'm like, yes, definitely.
Yeah.
So it's like a 1032 like stainless screw, and you just take it off, put it on as many times as you want. Basically, it doesn't ruin the wood.
Oh, that's awesome.
So
Damn, I might need to have him do that tomorrow.
Yeah.
You did you say you took it to Top Gear?
Top Gear.
Okay, cool. So a
Yeah.
local shop here in San Diego. They do a lot of good work.
Yeah.
Cool guys. Dan, Tim, the other one.
Mike. the other one.
I've always talked to him, but I don't know his name.
Yeah, they were really cool. They looked at it and they really liked the way I like spec the neck, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Like the choice, like, oh wow, is this roasted maple?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He's like, man. He's like, the radius on the neck. He's like, I really like this.
Yeah.
And then he's like, oh, you know what? You weren't doing too bad. 'Cause I talked to him on the phone. I was like, yeah, it looks bad, but I mean, it's not like horrible, but it's noticeably bad.
Yeah, I'm sure they get that a lot. They're like, oh, because I'm like,
Yeah.
I've called them before about like things. I'm like, we can't do a quote over the phone. Da, da, da. And I'm like, let's just bring it in and we can see what it is.
Yeah.
And then they look at it. I'm like, oh, this isn't as bad as you were making it out. to
Yeah.
be.
I was like, it looks like shit. I mean, it's not that bad. It's just, you can see, I'm like, it's noticeably a little off.
Yeah.
And so that was only one of the tuners. So he's like, you know what? This will be fine. We should adjust one and then we'll set the others. And
Yeah.
because he's like, did you drill all these? I'm like, no. He's like, all right. Looked at me like, good. You knew when to stop. I can see his eyes.
You know when to tap
He's like,
out.
there you go. This is one of the good ones.
Yeah. You learned your lesson once.
Yeah.
Like the first time.
Yeah.
Instead of taking you 6
Yeah,
tuners
fuck
to
that.
do. Well, that's cool. So you're getting the project underway.
Yeah. So I'm still working on that, and then the body I'll be shipping out, which will be cool. Be shipping out to get routed
Cool. Routed for the
Evertune.
Bridge.
Yeah,
Nice.
and so it'll be routed and installed. So it'll come back with the Evertune in it.
Nice. And so all you got to do is just put the harness, pick
Yeah.
up in, stuff like that.
I've already spoken with Sean. There have been many hours of gaming and
a light guitar talk.
yeah,
in
light
there.
guitar. So, what color do you want? Oh, well, that's a good idea. Better. I'm like, dude, I want like 40 feet of line in there because the cavity on that thing is huge.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, dude, work your magic. I'm sure you can get artistic in that
Nice.
cavity.
Because you're putting a P90 and then just a single volume.
P90 Antiquity with a single volume, just super basic. I wanted to make a guitar that you could play.
Yeah.
Like either recording, because you don't have a P90.
Yeah. No,
I
that'd be
don't
really
have a
cool.
P90.
Yeah.
I wanted to set that up just so it was like reliable, and it's kind of an experiment. Like, can you build a guitar out of like just parts and still have it be like amazingly in tune? I mean, obviously the Evertune's doing a lot.
Yeah.
Right.
And I'm like, yeah. I mean, like people make parts casters all the time.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
yes,
Okay, but it's an experiment for me.
Yeah. No, it's
I'm not gonna like.
it's
Oh,
you're
well, this guy did it. Okay, well.
you're working on doing a Meteora
Esque.
a body or whatever
Yeah.
type guitar that's cooler than the Fender one. So like,
Yeah.
and even like their new models that they came out with
Yeah.
this past NAMM are still like
Yeah. Uneventful.
they're better, but it's like there's
Yeah, they're moving in the right direction. When
I think
the whole telly thing just kind of threw me. I'm like,
because it was hella expensive and it was
Yeah.
just like
it's a Telecaster still.
it was just
You had the opportunity. You had the blank canvas.
it was just whelming.
You copped.
It wasn't underwhelming, but it was just like
It's just I was whelmed.
you had it.
Like whelmed.
Yeah.
That's new.
Whelmed.
That's new and refreshing. And never mind.
Welp. No. It's cool, but I'm like, no, I'm excited for it too because I mean, I'm also going to get to play it. So that'll be cool.
Yeah, it'll be fun. I did buy some other pedals, but they're not here. Is it worth talking about them?
Yeah, I think you've already spilled beans and posted on the old Facebook group. What is it? Tell the people.
Well, there's two pedals. They're both delays.
Oh, okay.
So
I only know about one. What was the other one?
Bought. Okay, this is new. This is really
This is
new.
a legit what's new. Okay.
Yeah.
Why don't you tell me about the one that I already know about?
So I bought this morning. So I was, getting ready for work, and I was like,
It sounds like you're doing like a blues song.
I woke up this morning, look down to my reverb. No, so actually last night I spotted a MXR analog delay
Yeah.
for like the guy wanted like $200 for it.
Okay.
And everyone wants $200 or $220 or $240. So I'm like, I'm reading into it, and he said it had been modded, and it's all like these are my other pedals, like even the yellow one, even the stereo chorus.
Yeah.
That one's got some mojo, right? It's marked up. It's missing some graphic.
Yeah.
This thing is beyond. This is even like more. I would say fucked up, but
It's one step beyond.
There's not. There's not like if you look at the corners on the stereo chorus, it has like it's missing paint or whatever.
It's seen some shit.
Yeah, this one is like so scratched up, but it still has all the paint on it, which is kind of weird. It looks like someone dragged it
through like
grass,
acetone.
Through an acetone bath.
Yeah, it's like, what are you doing?
Just remove the graphic, whatever. So you can hardly see what the words. But anyways, so I noticed also that it's been modded.
Okay.
So it's got a little bit of a mod to it, which isn't anything that's like, if I wanted to change it back, I probably could.
Mm-hmm.
But normally on these pedals, you have, so it's still stereo on these, which is kind of cool. It's a stereo delay. So you have a wet and a dry signal that come out, left and right.
That's cool.
It's cool. It's been modded to be both wet with a blend knob. So you can dial down
Your delay.
Yeah, you
mix.
can. Yeah, so it's both of them are the same ratio now.
Gotcha.
So they're both wet.
That's cool.
So if I want to change it, I'm going to try it out. I don't have another amp in my garage to like try out. Like, hear the difference,
Yeah.
So I think it's going to work out no matter what. Mm-hmm. I'll change it, whatever.
No, and that's cool because I mean having the dry out is so much more niche than not having a stereo in the first place.
I could see like running the dry now into the chorus.
Oh yeah, but then you gotta
running it into something else.
Not only do you have like
your delays usually
giant fucking pedals that are AC powered.
Yeah.
Now you're having wet dry rig with only modulation on certain things.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah. It's like, whoa.
let's complicate things way more. But no, that's really cool. That's so it's the green one. It's the AC powered analog delay. So it's the big boy.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's funny. We keep talking about, and we've talked about it many a time, the carbon copy mini.
Yeah.
How we love the carbon copy. We love it.
I'm going the
The
wrong
carbon
way.
copy deluxe seems really cool, but now you're going the complete opposite way of the carbon copy mini.
Yeah. And
So you're making it bigger. You're making it more inconvenient by having it AC powered. You're making it less features than the deluxe, but it's still really cool.
oh, and what's cool is it's still the carbon copy, the carbon copy circuit is actually based off of this pedal.
Mm-hmm.
So this is like, it's Genesis. So it's kind of cool. I'm stoked.
Yeah, no, that's really. Got a little frog in my throat. No, that's really bitching. I'm excited for you. I'm excited to try that out, actually.
Yeah, so that's going to be a sick pedal when it comes in. I have another pedal. So this is like a boutique delay pedal.
Okay, so this is one that I don't know about.
Yeah, this is the Sagan delay from Kakarius
Ooh.
out of Tel Aviv, Israel.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so this
I
is like,
have no idea what that is.
this is a pedal that this
Tell-
guy's been working on for years. And basically he had posted it, like he posted like the raw circuit board and like with the knobs and stuff. I'm like, man,
We're going raw, dog.
yeah.
That's fucking dumb. Okay,
You're an
sorry.
idiot.
I had to get that in.
So he had posted it and like he did like a little demo of it just by itself, like the bare circuit board, if you will.
Yeah.
Like you have to make some noise. And yeah, I was like, oh, that's really cool. I'm like, are you selling this? And he's like, oh, I'm thinking about it, but
Quit peeping my steez, dude.
yeah. Basically we talked about it for a while and it is crazy. It's got 12 knobs on this thing.
There you go.
Yeah.
More
More.
tweakability, I guess.
Yeah, so this has 3 delays in circuit.
Huh?
Yeah, it's got 3 separate.
Huh?
It's got, each one has its own level, like own
Mix?
mix level with effect, and then effect level. So that's 6 knobs right there.
Okay, so like how you can dial in how much delay you want and then how much of that you want in
Yes.
the signal. Got
Yes,
it. Okay.
and then you have like treble bass. So you have like a little bit of an EQ going on, and then you have the total mix.
Gotcha.
And I'm not sure what the feed does.
Feedback maybe?
Yeah, maybe it's feedback.
Because feedback is like what the
Your regen. or your-
regeneration sometimes.
And then you can have an order switch.
Of which delays you want in
Yeah, so you have
first.
delays only. Let's see, I've seen this somewhere else. Delays only loop, and then he's got like it's like a 3 DP.
Yeah.
So it's delay only, loop delay, and then delay and loop. So you can change the way that you loop.
Okay, so
I don't-
okay, so it's a looper and delay.
I don't really know. I haven't heard.
You're gonna find out, I guess. It's pretty full on pedal what you got here.
Yeah, and then you can sync the different delays together.
Okay.
With another switch, like
Okay.
another,
Is it any tap tempo? Is it all kind of like
it's
just
no, it's
dial in?
all
Okay, got it.
feel, and then he's got a dry kill, so you can actually kill
Got it.
it all if
Okay.
you wanted to, and still have it self oscillate and then kick it back on. Or
Oh, okay, that's pretty cool.
there's a lot, and yeah, so he basically
And
makes
it's all just knobs. It's none of it's a digital like LCD screen
Nope.
or anything like that.
it's
Okay,
all knobs.
perfect. That's cool.
Yeah, and I think there's on the inside. It looks like there's like 3 circuit boards layered in his picture. I was I'm like, man, that's pretty cool.
Dang.
Like
Okay,
this guy, he's put a lot of work into it.
that's
And then-
pretty bitchin'. Yeah.
And then when I took interest in it, he's like, all right, well, if you did want this, what kind of what would you want? Would you like this type of switching or this kind of switch? So
okay, so
then
you
he
kind of
customized it kind of for me.
Yeah. Okay.
And the graphic wasn't even made when we first were talking. And then it's basically So Sagan is Carl Sagan.
Oh, I thought you were talking about like Sonic.
No, that's Sagan. Sagan.
Yeah, it's like
That doesn't even make
when
sense.
when you're on Mario, you're attendant, and then when you go to Sega, that's stupid.
Sagan Genesis.
Yeah,
Fuck you,
it wasn't like a stretch for a shitty joke just to knock you off course.
man.
You're like, God, if I could fucking choke the life out of you.
Yeah, and then there should be 4.
Like I'm feeling like up to it and spry. I'm a coffee today, so I'm a coffee boy. I'm hyperactive and I'm having fun. I'm not sick anymore. Kyle, you're
Sick.
you're sick and you're pissed off. You're like, I'm not putting up with any of your shit today, Brian.
It's got like a loop also. So it's got a send and return, and then an input and output.
This is gonna be a full on. This is gonna be like.
I'm gonna be pulling my hair out probably.
I think it'll be a lot of fun. And the thing is, like, it's like a lot of options, but you can like kind of tweak things with I don't know with the different dials and like switches and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then like the order switching and stuff like that. I think it's going to be a lot easier to come up with like crazy sounds.
Yeah, I really don't know. I've heard his demos, and he plays like.
But from what you've seen and heard, you actually dig it enough to buy it, obviously. So
yeah, and
it's pretty sweet.
And it wasn't like for how much work it sounds like he's put into it for the years he's had it.
Yeah,
because he's more of like he makes a lot of dirt pedals.
Yeah,
so he fuzzes and whatever. He's got a lot of those that he makes.
Yeah.
This is like his first like time based effect, and he's been working on it forever. So
I've never done it, but I'll speak for it anyways. I'm assuming delays are a little bit more in depth to design and create than dirt pedals. So I'm sure that took time to like.
Yeah, you have those kind of pedals are static. They're not dynamic, if that makes sense.
I have no idea.
Static, the same, dynamic, changing. Like
okay.
I don't know. Maybe that's wrong, but.
I know you know a little bit more than me, so you can just like speak with confidence.
Yeah, so like there
you go. That's
the words I just said are the right definitions, but I don't know how they'll relate to the pedal.
Kid, okay.
Beat it, kid.
Okay, kid, get out of here.
Yeah. And then that's the gear stuff.
Gotcha.
I'm starting working on my El Camino. So
getting back into it.
Yeah. So I changed my battery out. So I took it. It was dead. It had like point.
You tested it out. Just licked it to see.
Yeah, my tongue's that long. It's a foot long.
Like Yoshi. Oh.
Yeah. So I pulled the battery.
Yeah.
Took it in. Turns out that it died before the warranty. So I got another. This has happened before because I don't drive this car. Yeah. I don't think they realize that. And I got a new one.
Nice.
And I only had to pay $1.
$1.
And so I put it, I'm going to maybe work on it this weekend, but I just found out it's going to be raining. As of like today, they're like, oh yeah, wasn't in the forecast 3 days ago when I started this.
When can the weatherman predict the weather? Is that from Back to the Future?
Maybe.
I feel like it was in there somewhere. Anyways,
yeah, so working on the starter and other shit that happened before. And I wanted... That thing is so fun to drive.
Grease Monkey Kyle back into it.
Yeah. I think this job has kind of got me into like, you know what? You can really do anything if you just like...
put your mind to it.
Yeah. And your body to it.
A great man once told me. His name was Doc Brown. Once told me, you can do anything if you put your mind to it.
What's new with you, Brian?
Let's see. I bought... another kind of boring
piece
of gear, but I'm pretty excited about it. So I bought a power supply, and it's one that I already have, but you're using it for your pedal board, and I like it so much, and I like the design of it. I wanted to get another one, so that I could use it.
I liked it so much.
I didn't want to pull the rug from under you. I'm like, I like the way your board is set up and the way it sounds. It's super easy.
Thanks, Brian.
Bought a one-spot CS6. So it's one of the flat, slimmer profile ones, nice. Like, that you can go under those pedal train. You have one under your or I have one under your board, your pedal train mini board, and it's isolated. It has like 6 outputs, and they're all like there's 2 that are 500 milliamps. So it's like you can run Strymons if you really wanted to.
Yeah.
It's just a lot of options, and like the thing is like it's flexible with the voltages too. Not that we're doing a lot of like fly shows, but I'm like, what if?
Yeah.
And
you would hate to have to scramble to buy all that stuff.
yeah.
You know.
And I'm like, I don't know, I just really like the company, and I have a 7 as well. And obviously all the one spots, and like they're all work really well. I dig them a lot. What I'm doing right now is I'm using my just a one spot and daisy chained. I think I have 7 mini pedals all daisy chained together. Yeah. And I've been getting some noise every once in a while with certain ones that aren't that really want isolated power.
Are they digital on those ones? Or just higher gain?
No, surprisingly, it's the fucking
tuner,
I have like
right?
a Korg tuner.
Yeah,
Pitch Black
that's right.
mini tuner, which is cool.
Bastard.
But it wants an isolated power, and it's the first one in the chain, and it ruins everything else.
Ruins everything for everyone.
Yeah, so I switched it out with another like mini tuner that I have. I have a thing for mini pedals. I love it. Everybody already knows I like mini pedals.
You're like, you get a mini pedal. Oh, could you make that smaller, please?
I want it like a Tic Tac, please.
I want like an iPod Shuffle.
Yeah.
Like the plastic ones.
And I don't know. I just was thinking, I'm like, it was something I've been wanting to do anyway, for a long time. And I was like, I just bit the bullet. I've been selling a couple pedals and just kind of getting things out. And to me, I'm like, might as well just get the things off my list that I've been meaning to do. And I'm like, getting a good power supply, there's nothing wrong with that. It has flexibility. If I wanted to start running some of my pedals, because I have some of those exotic ones, I have an EP booster on my mini pedal board, and I can run that at 18 volts.
Dang.
For more headroom, I guess.
Yeah, whatever.
I don't know. It's like if you
on a booster, like how much do you need?
I don't know. I mean, it's some of these.
Jesus
I
Christ!
I legit can't notice a difference. Maybe I don't put much effort
Have you
into
run it on 18 before?
Yeah, I can't tell the difference. But I'm like, if you can have more power, do it.
Dang.
And then like it's like I have my Sweet Honey. My Mad Professor.
Mad Professor,
I
you talk
love
about it all the time. And there's nothing special about it.
It's, it's like me. It's pretty okay and good, and I love it.
Because it's me.
People don't know why, but they like it a lot. It's just
I'm my number one fan.
It's like Costanza. You don't know why, but it just digs in there. But I've run that one on 18 volts. I can tell like very little difference, but I'm like, if I have the option, I have an 18 volt outlet.
Yeah, you could
on my CS7. So I'm like,
if you needed to move something over,
so I just like plug it into the 18 volt. I'm like, if you can run it at 18 volt, might as well.
Yeah.
So that's what I've been doing, and I'm like, okay, it has the option to do 18 volts and it has the option to do 9 and 12. I love it. It's cool. And so I haven't installed it yet. I got it just the other day, so I'm gonna have you drill it into my pedal train Nano Plus, and I'll get that board set up so that I can just, have my mini pedal board all straightened out. I'm pretty stoked about that. But I've had a couple dealings. So speaking of mini pedals, I've been trying to sell my Maleco Spring Reverb.
Thought you loved that one.
It's really cool, but it is too much reverb for me.
Now you're talking my game.
It's like you can dial it in to be pretty crazy, and it can like go for a spring reverb. And I'm like, to me, I like spring reverb to be more like
just
tube, like an amp.
Can't fuck it up. Yeah,
amp spring reverb. You kind of just like leave it or whatever. So I've been really eyeing, and I'm kind of trying to hopefully to sell my spring reverb so that I can get the Wampler faux spring reverb, and I can run that at 12 volts.
That'll still go 12?
Yeah, to go 9 to 12 volts. For some reason. I don't know why. Yeah. It's like headroom on a reverb, I guess. I don't know. But I'm like, okay, I want the Wampler because I really do like his Wampler pedals. But I've played it a couple times at the past 2 NAMMs I've been to. I've been playing it and eyeing it, and I've been wanting it.
The first NAMM we went to, it was new. It was like brand new.
And this one, it was just on all the demo boards. I'm like, it's good. It still sounds good.
Should have taken one. Thanks, Brian.
Just hit him up like, here's, here's
$50.
he'd be like, okay, cool. Like, swarm. Bunch of goons just beat the shit out of me.
Yeah.
No, and so I was still really want one. I played it. I've been watching a lot of demos. I like it. The thing is, like, it's my type of reverb, the faux spring one, because it doesn't get too crazy. Like, it has a more, to me, usable range.
Smaller headroom. No.
Kind of. I don't know. It just doesn't, like, the mix doesn't get too, like, I don't know, washy or too muddy too wet, I guess.
Too wet.
It gets damp. It doesn't get too wet. It doesn't get submerged.
It's misty. It doesn't
the
really
Maleko Spring, I think it's because Maleko is definitely like a crazier like type of company. It's like their effects are going to be like, you want a fuzz? You're getting a fuzz. It's like that. And then so when you get like a little mini spring reverb, it's like, you're getting a lot of reverb packed. And so like I always have
we put as much reverb as we could in this little fucking pedal.
We put 10 pounds of reverb into a 5-pound enclosure. And
to a half pound.
Yeah, to a half pint enclosure. Pint. Yeah. And so to me, I'm like, okay, it's just, I always have the mix just rolled back. Yeah. Like down to maybe.
So if it does get crazy, it's not even like in your face.
Yeah. I mean, if you're looking at like I don't know, like a knob, like I have it like less than 9 o'clock. I have it maybe at like 7 or 8. And that's the mix. It'll go all the way up to like, fucking 5 or 6. And I'm like, I have it that rolled back. And
you can't even hear your original, you can't even hear your dry signal.
No, and I have it rolled down so much that I'm like, I'm not even using this reverb to its potential. That's why I'm trying to sell it. But so all that to say, I have it listed on San Diego Craigslist, so my local Craigslist, and I also have it on Reverb. And I've been just getting dick down.
You been getting dick?
I've been getting dick down on my fucking offers. I mean, I have it for $90. They sell, for like 100.
Well, it's a mini pedal, so it's probably half price.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't know if people see that and just assume Maleko, maybe they don't know the brand, but they assume it's like
Moor.
Or like, one of the Chinese. And the thing is, Moor.
It's like a Japanese. Isn't this like isn't it Japanese? Like,
no, Maleko is out of Portland.
Really?
Yeah. So it's
with the name, because it's Maleko Heavy Industries.
Yeah, and it's so
it makes it sound, because that's what they call Kawasaki Heavy Industries.
It's out of Oregon, I believe. It's a U.S. company and stuff like that. So it's like, people look at it, and the thing is, I believe it's Moor or somebody else. It's like, I mean, there are some cool ones, but I'm like, a lot of those like small mini pedals, like there's a lot of rip-offs.
Yeah.
It is what it is, And so they have one that is ripping off that same one, the Maleko Spring Reverb Omicron series, and it has like, anyway, so it looks like it's the original. It's not the Chinese one.
Yeah.
Anyway, so like people are like, I have it, selling for 90, which is like new. It's like 140 or something like that.
So you're still in good range.
Yeah, because I'm just, I'm trying to sell it so I can get the other one, and then I'm getting offers for like $30 and $40. I'm like, I think people are mistaking this, or they're just like
seeing if you'll
gotta
bite.
get what the getting's good. Yeah. If he's because I think I lowered the price from like 90 to 85 or 80 or something like that, and so you can see that I've lowered the price, because like Reverb does that to where like they show your original price and the lowered one. They're like, he's bleeding. Got you.
Kick him while he's down.
And I'm like, fuck.
What about how much is that faux reverb you're looking for?
I'm not going to tell you some that I've seen, because I am still eyeing those, because people might buy them. But so that's what I'm dealing with. I'm dealing with just like dickheads, and so I'm like, have some fucking honor. I think we've talked about these. I'm like, why would you offer me $30 if my asking price is $90?
Yeah, that's true. I offered the guy with that. So I bought it for $180, that MXR, which isn't too bad. It's not too far off of what he wanted. It's like $20, but I immediately went for like $170.
Yeah,
was $30, and then he came down a little bit, and then I was
think when I approach an offer, I usually go lower than what I'm willing to pay.
Yeah,
or what I like. I go lower than what. I am comfortable paying.
Of
so
course.
Let's say if you're like,
you don't want to start at where you are, because then
you got your card.
You're gonna
And then so I'm like, okay.
You're not showing that you're willing to,
I mean, both ways.
pay
If
more.
you're selling something, yeah, exactly. So I'm like, cool. And if he feels like, oh, okay, well, let's meet in the middle at this, and that's where you wanted to meet anyways. I usually kind of go into like the middle of where I, between the price of like that's my comfortable thing, and then I
Yeah.
go lower than that. And so if he goes to like where I'm comfortable, like feel like I'm paying or whatever, then anyways, I don't think I was going to go anywhere with that. I was just bitching. I'm just venting. Okay, you got a problem with that?
No.
All right. So that's kind of all I had for my what's new. I think we've been rambling a long time.
I don't think we were rambling. We were actually talking about stuff.
Yeah, it's like, I'm a rambling man. But let's get into a couple topics.
Let's do it.
Okay. So this is one that I was kind of kicking around. I was texting you about just earlier today. So
Yeah.
it's like we haven't really hashed anything out. But I was thinking of what about in our heads, like what we think our go-to stereotypical rigs per genre are by genre. So this
Yeah.
could be, you stereotype, it could be offensive.
Yeah.
It's coming from Kyle and I's
trigger.
Kyle and I's
sorry, guys.
perspective here. And so in case you guys don't know our background, we play pop punk, punk rock, whatever, a 3-piece band. And so we know a good amount of music. We try and see as many live bands as we can, both on a national level and local level and DIY touring. So we feel like we've been to enough shows to hopefully talk about this and not sound like total dickheads, but I'm pretty sure we're going to get there.
We probably will.
We're probably going to get to that territory. So we're just like, let's bat around, a couple genres, you and I, and then let's see what we think comes to our heads for guitars, maybe pedals and amps, if we see them applicable.
All right.
Where do we want to start off?
Well, the first one I wanted to bring up is reggae.
Okay.
Yeah.
We both
throw it out there. Let's just start high,
gonna
Or
be
low.
honest with you, not a huge fan of reggae.
Yeah.
But I'm aware of its existence.
Yeah.
And I've seen more than I'd like to.
Yeah.
Plenty of reggae acts play, especially here in San Diego, the beach scene. The beach boys. They love to play the reggae. They love to book the reggae
Ocean
too.
Beach, Pacific Beach, Mission Beach.
Imperial Beach.
If there's a beach, you'll find a reggae act.
Yeah, so we're from San Diego, and there's a lot of beach towns here, and they love the reggae. So, what do you want to lead this one off? Or do you want me?
Yeah. I mean, I think obviously, like your guitar is going to be a Strat.
I would say
Or something with single coils.
I really agree with that. It's going to be like, I don't know. I can really picture like, I don't know, I guess like a humbucker, I guess, but that's like,
Yeah.
I could see like a Strat.
That's like super edgy though.
a Strat with a humbucker in the bridge, and then
Uh-huh.
they're doing like maybe
Everything on
like
the neck.
They're doing like the fourth position where it's maybe they do the middle pickup and the bridge.
Yeah.
So where it's like they can't do full on bridge.
What about an amp though? What are you thinking?
Anything clean.
Super clean.
And I would my like the cool clean amps would be like I've seen a couple times, like a Fender Twin,
Okay.
or like a deluxe, like Blues Deluxe, whatever those like 1x12. No, the Hot Rod
there
Deluxe.
you
That's
go.
what it's called.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
what it
Hot
is.
Rod.
And I've seen those, but more often than not, I see Line 6 Spiders
Yeah.
because
Still, you
they're-
still see the.
and I'm like, where did all those Line 6 Spider 2 half stacks go?
They migrate to the beaches.
They went to like they did. They threw them some, like a little sandy, but they're out there playing, so they're still out
and
there.
we're salty.
Yeah, not that it's bad. And the thing is, like amps, like Line 6 Spiders get a bad rap because like of their insane channels and the distorted channels.
The way
but,
that they label everything, and
yeah,
also the way they only produce treble.
and the thing is, like when you're doing clean stuff like that with like reggae, it's
Yeah.
gonna be like upstrokes, like.
From what we know,
I mean, it's going to be mostly clean.
it's gotta be okay. How about a pedal board? Wah. It's gotta be a
yeah.
wah. It's gotta be a fucking wah.
Gotta have a wah, and then
Gotta have some reverb.
you gotta have like a
teas-
real like a phaser, like the old Heschers, kind of like they're like like they got a blunt in their mouth and like
What? I don't think there'd be any fuzz or anything.
maybe a distortion. Like every
Yeah.
once in like for the big chorus parts where they just start wailing, I'd say any distortion will do. Like probably like get a DS1 stock. And that's
Yeah.
gonna be fine.
What on? I was thinking OCD, like
Oh yeah, yeah. Those I've seen like I like honestly like the thing is it's I don't know why it's so vivid in my mind because we've played Ocean Beach, we've been to Ocean Beach before, seen the bar shows and the daytime shows or whatever, usually like reggae bands or whatever. For some reason, a longer than it needs to be pedal board that's not very deep, but really long, and all these things laid out, which is like, you know, whatever, you got to do what you got to do. Sometimes like they get long boards or skateboards.
yeah,
Usually it's a lot of skateboards because they think they're the first ones to do it. You're not. And then, you know, they, you know, like an old, like, you know, Sector 9 or something like that. That's
Yeah.
like maybe broken out the whatever, the tail or whatever.
something, yeah.
And then they make it into like a whatever. And then it's like, I've seen OCDs. You mentioned that. And I'm like, I did see OCDs. I'm like, because OCDs are like the boutique brand that you see at Guitar Center. And, you know, when you're just trying to like get out there and play like the clubs and have some beers, smoke a bong load or whatever.
Yeah, it's a
and,
couple
like,
steps above your boss. Like
and you're
saying.
like, okay, you kind of know what you're doing. And the thing is, like, you're not everybody's like trying to be boutique. They just want to play.
Yeah.
The thing is, like, you know, as like, don't take this as me just talking shit. I'm like, there are reggae bands that I don't like the music for, but people want to have fun and they want to play in bands. So more fucking power to them. But I'm not going to listen to it. I'm not going to listen to it. But it's like they're out there playing. And so like they want to get something like, I kind of give a shit about my tone. And I kind of like know that full tone is good and OCDs are good. Cool. Let me get this.
Yeah.
It's like I spend a little bit more money over this as opposed to like, I don't know, a TC Electronic or
Yeah.
something. So yeah, I've seen a lot of those.
What about there's got to be a delay in there.
Flashback.
Flashback. Okay.
So I just going right back.
TC.
I'm like, yeah, just a flashback.
Okay.
I've seen those.
And
'cause
then
they
I
were-
might as well put a Hall of Fame in there too.
yeah, and that's it. I think that's like your reggae thing. I agree. A Strat through some clean amp with a couple, you know, you got some good pedals. Nothing wrong with like TC.
No,
You know, Boss.
just what you
and-
play with them. All right, what's the next?
I was going to say, this is one that we do know really well. Punk. When you see a punk band,
Yeah.
what are you seeing a lot of?
I see a lot of orange.
Yeah.
See a lot of.
I'm saying like it can be orange. It does super range from being like the cheaper Chinese, like the
ORs.
TH30s.
Okay.
OR 15s are the cheaper ones. OR 50s and 100s are the buku dollars. They're more
Yeah.
than my rocker rips and 80s.
Dang.
But definitely see like the TH30s, which are good. I mean, 30 watts. It's Mio. It is Chinese made, but it's not, you know, nothing wrong with that. And they sound bitchin'. And it's usually people are just doing the distorted channel anyways. So just get it like dialing, like you got your three knobs, you got your volume, you got your gain, and you have your shape.
Yeah.
There you go.
You have your Marshall like half stack.
Yeah, Marshall.
I still see those.
Oh man, you see the 1960s all day long. The 1960 cabs, those are fucking killer. Nothing wrong with those. Those are like your bench standard
Yeah.
cabs.
I can't think of like a set guitar with punk because it's like
Well,
you see tellies.
yeah.
Tellies with like, you know, humbuckers.
And then even like, no, I mean, even you see regular tellies. But the thing is, like, I don't see like, what you're not going to see is you're not going to see anything super crazy with like, you know, Floyd Rose. You're not going to see PRS. You're not going to see anything that's so expensive, I think is what, you know, you can see anything under like a certain threshold. Definitely under $1,000. Definitely.
It's like your SGs and your
and
faded
that's
ones.
a huge thing. I'm like, Revens are really big in punk and pop punk. Like,
Yeah.
I see those all the time. It's like a lot of, you know, bands. I think it was like Neck Deep. They are like you know, a bigger band, but they have a like, you know, some signature models.
That's cool.
You see the band Bad Cop. They're endorsed by Reverend, or they all have Reverend. I'm assuming they have a deal with them or something like that. So like they're really getting like into smaller bands like Hot Water Music. They were playing Reverends. And so like, you know, I see Reverend a lot, and those are like a good, you know, maybe more budget friendly, but like, you know, if you're putting some money into it, so it's like you're not like Squire, Bullet, territory, but you're not also like Gibson custom shop territory,
Yeah.
or like, maybe Gibson, like, standard territory. Custom shop was a little overthrown there, but it's like, you're kind of like
It's
maybe
uncalled
like,
for, really.
yeah, like a $700 range. I'd say like you see a lot of those,
Like $500 to $700 range.
yeah. And you can see like these guitars are being used. They're not like being babied. And I see like, a lot of like Mexican Fenders, because you can grab one of those, plug it in, and a lot of things are being just like, I want to say like way more often than not, Boss TU2 cable into an amp. That's it. That's the only thing you need, because like for punk rock, a lot of times like we play a punk style of music and we like punk rock, but I'm like,
we're not really
you look
punk,
at our
though.
boards and you're like, what the fuck? Why is your
You
bass
guys
player
care too much about your
bass
shit.
player has 4 pedals? That's too much for punk rock. And then
This is not punk rock.
I'm like, we never said we were. And then you look at mine and it's like, whoa, he's got a computer on there. What's with all those anime characters?
All right. You had was it shoegaze?
Yeah.
That was one I didn't even think about earlier. I was like,
Yeah.
oh shit.
I want to say, this fold out table that you have here.
Mm-hmm.
It's like what? Like,
6 feet
yeah, you could probably fit maybe,
by 3, 2.5 feet.
I think that's a good size for a pedal board for a
Yeah.
shoegaze band.
It's a good start.
To me, I want to say, I'm like, man, this is really like just simplifying things, but I want to say just a clean, loud amp that's got a lot of headroom. So I've seen a lot of like Music Man amps.
Music men.
Musicmans.
Yeah, music men's.
Musicmans. Like the HD amps. So like the 75s and 150s. I see a lot of those because they're like a good price and they're a good, clean platform, pedal amp, because a lot of shoegaze to me, in my head, is your pedals. You're going to be doing a lot of work, a lot of footwork, hence the idea of like, you're gazing at your shoes.
Yeah.
So like, and a lot of like reverbs going into drives, going into more delays and reverbs and yada yada. It's like almost like your conventional method of pedal setup is like, maybe you got your, you got your wah, or you got your volume, you got your wah. Maybe you have
a trifecta in there.
A modulation, then your dirt, then or you have your modulation after your dirt, whatever.
I was thinking it's like a multi-effects unit.
Nothing too
maybe.
crazy, and then you have your delays, and then you have your reverbs. Whereas like shoegaze is like, fuck all that. We are just
I see what you're saying.
switching everything around.
Yeah.
Shoegaze is like, their conventional methods to me is like, whatever you're used to doing
Fuck it.
for you and I,
Mm-hmm.
as like, we're maybe rock, punk, whatever. Forget that. We want to make something like soundscapey, but not in just like the reverby sense of like, to fit into a mix. We are the mix. You are going around me. You must conform to what I'm doing. So that's what I think of when I think of shoegaze. And it's usually like I don't know, something that's not. I see jazz masters more than
I was
everything.
gonna say jazz master.
I wanted to say like I couldn't think of a guitar in my head. Jazz masters, like, because
Yeah.
I mean jazz masters are bitching, so you can't go wrong there. But I'm usually thinking like a lot of DL4s. I see those because like there's so much capability
Yeah.
in there, and they're not expensive. They're not timeline money. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But like there's so much like at your fingertips or your toes, whatever.
I'm trying to think what else. What other pedals? What on the reverb side? What would?
Ew. I want to say like a lot of like Red Panda stuff. I see that a lot.
Yeah.
That's where I think a lot of the times I've seen those come up first. Is in a lot of these like, shoegazy bands. Is Red
was
Panda
it the
like-
Supermoon from? Was it Mr. Black?
Yeah. Yeah. Damn, that's a cool one.
Yeah.
And because I'm like, think of reverbs that I would not like. Is what you would see in a shoe.
Yeah.
As we were talking about, I like my settle as reverbs. You know what I'm saying? I like them like small. I like them childish. But that's the kind of reverbs I go for. But they go, how you like a little bit. Oh, they want to fuck a lot.
Yeah.
That's what I think of. And it's like, the thing is, they're putting those in front of like maybe like drives and dirt just to get those
just to wash them out.
Well, because they want the reverbs distorted,
Mm.
and they want those to be a big part of the sound. Whereas, like sometimes you would want to distort your, reverb your distorts,
Mm-hmm.
and then whereas they want to distort their reverbs, and then maybe
Interesting.
it's something I would never do. I don't like doing that.
I'm gonna try that now.
But it's cool because you're gonna make a big fucking sound.
Yeah.
So that's what I think of, man. And I'm sure there's people who are like, bullet for my Valentine's. I've probably heard like maybe 30
I've
seconds.
tried to listen.
I've listened to 30 seconds of one of those songs.
Fuck, man.
And I skipped the fucking shit out of it.
Yeah, I tried. I'm like, man, there's nothing I like in this.
And
at
the thing
all.
is, like, and you know, to me, I'm like, it's a different type of music that you and I aren't into. To me, I'm like, and I think of like, you want your lyrics to like not fucking matter, and you want them echoed out.
Are you talking about Prince?
Yeah. But you want your like lyrics to like, you can't hear them and
Yeah.
to not make sense. And I'm sure they like mean something when you look at the liner notes. But
Yeah.
that's kind of what I think of like shoegaze. And I'm like, I very rarely like know a lot of this. And this is a lot of just me seeing live bands. So it could have been like, blame it on the sound guy, you know, kind of thing.
No, I had a friend. I'm like, oh, dude, I couldn't hear your vocals. Oh, that's how it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, cool. Well, then good job.
Oh man, it's like, and then shit like that. It's like, man, it's like you see these bands sometimes like they put pedals in front of like, you know, with their like vocal effect with they think they're
Yeah.
doing something cool, but like you're fucking things up for the crowd and the sound guy. They're like, well, I couldn't hear my vocals. I'm like, yeah, because you're adding a pedal to the line in.
Yeah, that's
he can't do anything to your mix because you're controlling it,
Yeah.
and you give him nothing
Fuck it
dry
up.
to use. There's a tip for you.
We got a couple more.
I got, you know, a couple more.
Okay.
I have metal. What comes to your? Now this is a big, like scape over here. Might offend old Jason Fuzzmonger with this one, but I know there's different, you know, types of it. But metal, what comes to your mind when you think of that?
Like a Randall amp.
Okay.
We're starting this one off good. You know, 5150s or
Okay, so that's like a PV or
PVs.
Mesa, I guess.
yeah.
You're not
Mesa.
thinking of anything small. You're thinking of a big
I'm
half
thinking of
stack.
big shit. Yeah.
Half stack, at least.
Which you can get small amps, I guess.
The thing is, there's not like those are good ass amps, like a
Yeah.
5150, triple rack.
Is it Black Star?
Yeah, those are.
Is it Rev? No, is that metal? Mm-hmm. Okay.
Well, I mean, they are kind of going. They're going hard both ways. They're trying to do like super clean, like country chicken picking, and then
Okay.
they're going like, you know, oh, let's hit up like Ola England and like, you know, Fluff and like, you know, like metal kind of things, like chugga 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 chugga, you know, kind of deal. So like they're actually kind of both, but like I think a lot of people would, if they could afford them, they would get a Rev like generator because they seem pretty bitchin'.
See, I'm trying to think. Oh, Diesel, obviously.
Oh yeah, those are cool. What about like guitars?
Headless, like too many string guitars.
So anything more than 6,
Yeah.
right?
So like a Kiesel Stramberg. I guess BC Rich.
Is that still a thing? Well, I think people in metal are going for.
Dang, sorry, I lost that. I had to cough.
So I think people in metal are probably going. Yeah, I mean maybe less the BC Rich route, but I mean I'm seeing
Warlocks or Warwicks.
yeah, I'm seeing like, you know,
ESPs.
ESP for
you
sure
go.
is a heavy one. I want to say Ibanez is still holding strong, and like, you know, companies like smaller ones like Chapman, and because there's people like, I mean, Rob Scallon. There's like, you know, people like Rabia, and then what are I mean, definitely like Kiesel, and then I would say other brands even coming up like Washburn and like I think Ola England has his own brand, but I think of those type of things where they're not super like sharp, crazy, you know, shapes.
Yeah.
But they're maybe more of like, you know,
A classic look that is
more
has like an updated paint job.
exactly.
Or
Like when you think of like the ESP, Like their take on like Les Pauls, or like the Viper, which is like their take on like
It has a sharp, like a sharp
SG.
cutaway
Yeah,
almost.
yeah.
Oh, okay, the SG, yeah.
the SG, which is like more like an offset
Offset
SG.
SG.
And I'm like, that's really actually cool. I'm like, not only is it like a metal thing, but I'm like, automatically I think metal.
Yeah.
And we have some friends who play like pop punk and emo where they play those ESPs. I'm like, yeah, that works.
Or like a Strat style that has like super sharp.
Yeah, kind of like a super
Lines.
strat kind of deal. But no, that's kind of definitely exactly what I was
Well,
thinking.
pedals.
I want to do
Anything.
no. I want to say most people aren't trying to fuck with like putting things in effects loops, and they're trying to get a lot of their sounds from their amp. Because if you have a 5150, that's not going to be a clean platform. A rectifier, it's like yeah. It'd be like driving an F1 car down the street
Yeah.
to the
Over speed bumps.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, let me make this clean. And then, putting pedals in front of it. You kind of want to get your drive sound from your amp. I'm assuming.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You want it to do most of the heavy lifting.
Yeah. And then you are
Have an EQ
a lot
and
of
noise
people,
gates and
some of those amps, like at least the rectifiers and some of the older ones, don't have the best effects loops.
yeah.
So like you're not trying to put like reverbs and delays in there. And most people like maybe you'll put a carbon copy in the front, like with a short like decay. So maybe it repeats like 2 or 3 times, and then putting that in front of your amp, and that maybe will be a good solo kind of thing. But mostly you're trying to get like maybe noise gates are a big thing. So I can see like a lot of people use like
The decimator.
and then a lot of Horizon devices. To me, like that's a metal brand.
Fuck.
I don't think they have noise gates, but they have noise gates in some of their drive
some of
pedals.
theirs, yeah.
So I'm like Horizon devices. That's one. Shit. I mean, just because of the name just because of the type of the brand.
I know
of,
for
like,
bass though, but
Dark Glass.
there you go. Dark
Yeah.
glass.
That's the one.
That's
I think.
like the
And they sound killer, but I'm like they're always like the bass thing, like
Yeah.
the bass metal brand. I think.
definitely.
And yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to think of like maybe some drive, because like a cool thing, and I like it too. So, but it's like putting a drive pedal in front of a already distorted amp, because you're not trying to get more drive. You're trying to affect the signal going in, maybe by crunching the front of the head, the amp, and like
Yeah.
maybe just it improves your attack and like pick dynamic.
Change the EQ maybe a little bit.
A little bit, yeah. Shelve off some lows and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
I want to say like a Tube Screamer variant is going to be on every board, and then a noise gate, and then a tuner, and
Would you put a compressor?
absolutely not.
No. Okay, I was
I
wondering.
would say no,
I don't
because the amp is already compressing, and then maybe a delay, a simple one, and then probably some type of modulation like a phaser or like a flanger. I see a lot of metal people love fucking flangers.
What was it? 80s metal? Then it'd be a chorus probably.
Yeah. In front of like a clean amp. Yeah. Let's do one more. Surf.
Oh,
This one might be pretty easy.
this might be. You'd have to a stupid looking guitar.
You could do I could.
You could get away with the Jazzmaster.
You could do like
obviously.
the Fender style. You could do a Strat Jazzmaster. Mm-hmm.
Something with like not a floating trim or like a trim. Sorry.
Something with a trim.
Yeah.
With a trim, because you got to do like the boom.
Yeah.
You got to do that all the
Your
time.
vibratos.
Yeah.
Let's see. Obviously, we want like a 50s or 60s sounding reverb.
Yeah, like the splashy kind of
Yeah.
drippy
like FRV
reverb.
one.
Yeah. You could even have it on your amp, I think. I don't know. Like some like Fender amps, like okay, amp, I want to say clean. Anything clean
Yeah.
that maybe has some sort of breakup. So like the Fender style, so you could do like, maybe a deluxe, you could do like Princeton's
Hot
Twins,
rod still
yeah.
even.
Yeah.
Just about anything.
Anything clean, and then you can get, the drive is not going to be super crazy. I want to say like you're maybe
It's like kind of bassy, actually.
preamp to light drive is really what I'm like looking for. Like I don't see ever using anything distortion, never using anything. You're not doing any chugs. You're not doing like.
Well, you're doing some chugs, kind of.
We're not. You're maybe. Yeah, maybe. I mean, that's kind of. Yeah, I mean, you might be like getting some like, was it palm mutes, but you're not
Yeah,
doing
yeah,
like you're
that's
not
what I
trying
mean.
to get like you're not trying to lead the band with like syncopated with bass, kick and everything going. It's like that's not gonna be something you're doing.
Okay, I get it.
And then Anyway, so reverb, splashy reverbs. I want to say any type of like spring reverb pedal that you can get.
You're gonna want your space echo
or something like that. Yeah.
yeah. Tape delay.
Yeah, you can beat what's the RE20
RE one. Yeah, RE20, or is it RE120? 120 is a big one, I
The
think.
201 is the big actual tape delay.
Okay, yeah. So it's
and
just
then
the
your
20.
pedal is like probably or you can get like the El Capistan or something like that. Some type of delay to do like slapback, I want to say.
Yeah, and then you what's the Strymon pedal you have that you talk about?
Flint.
It's the Flint. So
damn. I think that would be super killer, but it's like you want to get like
you want to have
a spring type reverb,
and
a trem. It has to have a fucking trem.
Yeah,
and the trem's got to be on like the whole time. I think
it's
got to be subtle, and then you got to have like maybe two trems because you got to have one that's like super choppy. I want to say.
No, it's true. I was listening to a Clash song today, and the tremolo was running the whole time.
And it's like it's subtle.
What the hell?
It's like to me, I'm like, if I could like have like, and I do it for like recording on tracks, like stuff like that. I love just having chords just ringing out with like a subtle like trem, not like not like a hummingbird from Earthquaker, but it's like like a
like a not square wave.
Yeah. Whatever the round one is with the humps,
hump wave.
I think that's going to be a thing. Dry. I can't think of any modulation. I don't think there would be any.
No.
And no wah, no EQ, nothing. That's got to be it. And your single coil pickups, I don't see humbuckers at all.
Yeah.
I would say Jazzmaster single coils, or like your maybe I don't
PAF maybe.
Well, I mean, I could see like Telecaster.
Yeah.
But like I couldn't see somebody playing a Telecaster, but I'm sure there's fucking surf bands that do. But I want to say Strat, Jazzmaster are the ones, or the zany ones you were saying before. Zany type of guitars. I want something that looks crazy. I want it crazy, man. You're crazy, man. That's what I want to see. All right, fuck. We exhausted that one. Let's move on. Let's cap that off. I'm sure you guys are gonna think we're crazy and we just are fucking up and just like, man, we're probably like with our stereotypes. We're being stereotypical here. So if you guys have something to say about that, let us know. But Kyle, we're bringing it back.
Yeah.
Everybody's favorite angry man. You are.
Am I really that angry?
Well, you're angry when we bring this topic up. We are returning the Kyle Files. He's got some things that are pissing him off.
Yeah.
He's like, they're not pissing you off, but they're bugging you. Have you ever have something that's just nipping at you, just poking?
And then just gotta let it out on your own podcast.
That's what it is. Okay, Kyle, you got a few topics. Give them to me.
You ever like get something in the mail, right? Let's say you're like, oh, I'm really stoked on, you pop it open and you're pissed off immediately. Because you see what the fuck they wrapped it in, right? It could be dirty newspapers. It could be like really shitty, like just nasty shit. Or it could be like a T-shirt. I bought something one time and it had it was rolled in a dirty T-shirt from like a bar in Montana.
Oh God.
Yeah, I was like, okay, threw that away. But I'm talking about packing peanuts. What the fuck? It's like the lamest thing. It's like, oh, you want a surprise and then a surprise
and
on
then
the
to pick up all the shit.
Fuck yeah! What like?
Well, I guess it could be like. I mean, yeah. I don't know. I just don't see any use for it.
There's packing peanuts, which is styrofoam. Let's say they start breaking or whatever. Then you have all this this dust that blows around to sweep. Have you ever tried to sweep up styrofoam before? The little balls. If someone opens up a door, if your neighbor opens their door across the street,
it's blowing under the fridge.
Yeah, fuck, that's like the worst.
And the fridge was downstairs. How'd that happen?
Also, have you gotten like an envelope? All right, and it's got, you gotta open up. You're like, oh boy, I got something from whatever. Oh boy. All right, you rip it open, right? And there's like lint. Like it's literally like jean lint, like pocket lint that's lining the inside. So you just broke the layer. Like, so your item was safe.
Yeah.
Until you just contaminated it with dust. like cotton dust.
Those type of like envelopes.
It's like mixed with like paper, like pulp and like jean material. And it's like, fuck, what could you think of? Like, I get it. This is sustainable and recycle, but fuck you.
But fuck off. So this Kyle Files is basically about what's the shittiest packing materials.
God, those two are pretty bad. Unless someone packs something in like shit.
Or I think shirts might be the worst one. Shirts, that's just fucking gross.
It was weird.
That's weird.
And like the shirt had paint on it. Like it was like a pink shirt. I was like, oh, what the fuck is this? I think I bought like a motorcycle part or something. And then they shipped it in a shirt. Shipped it in a shirt. I was like, all right, that's new. That's a new one.
At least you showed some effort, I guess.
Yeah, I guess, yeah. It's not just by itself. That's actually probably the worst packing material is none.
Yeah.
But, like, seriously, don't use packing peanuts.
Yeah.
And don't use fucking dirty lint from a dryer.
Yeah. Or what are the ones where it's like they take like hard cardboard that's like shredded?
Yeah. I had that recently, and it was like
it adds so much weight.
It was so heavy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, this is why shipping was fucking $25.
He's got all the fucking money in the
ridiculous.
Like packaging.
I think the packaging was more than the item I got, and it was that guitar body.
Yeah. So fuck that.
It was like the cardboard was like matted like dreads. Like it. I don't know how to describe it. It was like a hula skirt on the inside of brown, nasty, like matted paper. It was so heavy. Yeah. It wasn't even like fluffed up where it's like, oh, this will be. It's like, no, this is like a stack of butcher paper just thrown in there. It was like dense still. Like, how is this gonna help anything?
I'd say the best one is probably bubble wrap.
Bubble wrap's pretty good.
It's good because you could reuse it too.
Yeah, and that's I have like a bag full of I just keep it.
Yeah, so you can use it again.
Except for the stuff you see in the trash can right there. That one I had to like cut it open.
That one sucks.
Yeah, that one sucks. All right, I got another one. This is neck pickup only guitars. So this is
I'm right there with you with that one.
This is I'm just gonna say they look fucking stupid.
Okay.
And they sound even dumber.
Like if you had to pick if you had to do a single pickup guitar, it's like why would you choose the neck?
Yeah, the neck is the lamest pickup.
Yeah. I'm like
it's the most it's not clear. You're losing your clarity. The farther you move it, your strings are moving farther away from the actual.
Yeah, they're
from the pickup
flexing more.
Yeah, they yeah.
Well, I mean, they might get more tone because they're more free. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well,
free this.
Free Willy.
Rack 'em.
Yeah. Like if you're going for that like 50s style look, like don't do that.
Yeah, I don't know. I see it like on like I don't know. It's just like not
like, and I've seen it where it's like a neck P90, and it's even farther north than where it should be. You're like, okay, that's still an inch higher than where you'd put your neck.
But also like the sound too. I'm like you get only like you were saying like it's like only
it's muddy up there.
Only bass. And like, I don't know, it's like to me, it's only a novelty to have a neck, pickup.
Yes, because it gives you another option.
I use that with my bridge.
Yeah.
I hardly ever go neck only. Because the thing is, like, if you want to roll off like your highs and the things that cut through a mix, you can do those with a Q on your amp and pedals, or with the you can kind of get like the woolly kind of sound with the fuzz pedal. But I don't know. It's like you kind of limit your options because you can only add so much treble to that neck pickup. Like if you're trying to get like certain sounds, you can only get so many out of that one.
You can always take away. You can't add.
Yeah.
You can't get.
But the thing is, I'm like, I guess you could add, but you can add bass. To me, you can add bass to like a
but you can't make it sound more clear. I'm saying you can't make.
I guess
That's what's kind of cool about having the bridge is you can drop all that stuff out and make it sound like the neck.
It's like, how much do you want your guitar to be like?
Yeah.
Because I'm like, those low notes. You have a bass player, right?
Yeah.
And then also,
Hopefully.
that kick drum. Those are hitting some low frequencies too.
Yeah.
So, why don't you want to cut through and fit somewhere? That's so I'm with you on the neck pickup.
It looks fucking weird. And it sounds even worse.
Yeah. And I'm like, I don't know. I guess I get some of the retro guitars that do that, but I'm like, I don't know. Just don't. Or, the way to cap that one off, more for you.
That's true. All right. My last trip to Minnesota, I was trying to enjoy a beer in a bar. And
as you would?
You would when it's snowing a foot outside. And this like group of people, they're, laughing, which is fine. There's one person in there cackling up, and they're on the other side of the room, and like it felt like someone's driving an ice pick into your ear. And it's just like so obnoxious. That's my Kyle Files. Fuck you. Have some respect.
Cackling in public.
And I'm talking to you back at that hotel I was at.
What? Okay, well,
Calling you out.
You're gonna have to give me a little demo here. What kind of laugh are we talking about?
I don't know if I can with being sick.
I don't actually. That might make it better.
All right, let me try. I can't do it. It's higher pitched than that. It's like it's even worse than that. But yeah,
you can only imagine.
I can't do it.
Okay?
I can't.
This is a little taste.
Yeah, imagine.
It's so bad. I can't even bring myself to do it. Man, my body won't even let me.
It's one of those things that like you just cringe when you hear it.
But the thing is, this person is having a good time.
Yeah.
Are you trying to
That's why I'm cringing.
Oh, okay. So you, if
someone's having a good time,
if other people are having a good time, you're having a bad time.
No, automatically puts me in like it's not like a silly laugh where you're like, oh, that's cute. It's like, fuck, that's like.
Are you putting on a show here?
Yeah.
You trying to let everybody know you you compensating for something over here? Okay.
So it's not. I guess it's not really a crazy one, but that I don't know about you, but that pisses me off when someone's like, you're outside, you're using your like festival laugh.
Yeah.
That doesn't even make sense. It's like an outside. It's not.
It's like if you're trying to make
an outside voice. It's
you're trying to make like a comic feel good. Who's like doing his bit, and you're trying to like put your booster on your laugh just to make everybody hear it.
God,
I don't know. That was like, I don't know.
No, that makes sense.
Roll that back. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I could really mesh with you on that one. I don't know. People laughing and having fun is a good time.
No, that's fine.
Unless it's at your expense.
Yeah, but
and then
it's
I'd be like, fuck you.
It's like piercing. Like, it makes you wonder like who you are. It gets you down in your soul.
It makes you reflect. I'm like, why do I even exist?
Yeah.
Why?
Why am I here? Is basically
in my life has led me to this moment. Yeah, to cross paths with this fucking troglodyte.
Yeah, to this. You know what I mean? It's like irreverent laughing.
Okay.
It's not even. It sounds like they're in pain. Actually.
So okay. So you're going to be concerned that something's going on.
Yeah. Like, are you okay? Do you need someone to take you to the pound and put you down? Fuck. For me, I would be embarrassed if I was with someone. If I was like in a group and the person was laughing like that, I'd be like, slow your roll.
So all right. So there's a good Kyle Files.
Yeah,
got him.
Fuck that.
Kyle got your ass. He got one more for me.
Yeah, flip flops. Fuck them.
That's all you got.
That's it.
Why?
Why would you want anyone to see your grubby ass toes? Your nasty ass nails.
Yeah.
All right. And they're not good for you to wear. It's not like, oh man, I have a back problem. It's more, and these help out my back. You ever worn flip flops for extended period of time?
They're bad for your back, aren't they?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I hate wearing them actually, because I'm like, I always had the ones that were like I don't know, the hole, like your toe,
You
your
don't-
big
you're-
toe goes through one of like the
Oh,
holders.
God.
I hate that.
Those
that
are the
doesn't feel,
worst.
They hurt.
Yeah, it's
And
like,
even, like-
why would you want your toe split in the middle?
Yeah, and then like, oh, your big toe and your, I don't
And
know,
then that's why you see people wearing them with socks.
index finger toe. You're the one who's are holding and making sure this flip flop doesn't get lost.
Yeah, your hammer toe, and then
Yeah. No, I'm not a big flip flop guy at all. I don't even own a pair.
yeah, neither do I.
If I go to the beach, I'm gonna either be barefoot
Or I'm not going.
or I'm wearing shoes.
Yeah,
Where
seriously.
I'm not a big fan of the beach.
Yeah.
I wear shoes to the beach. I'm like, and then when you have to like, oh, take your shoes. I'm like, God, you fucking kidding me? I got wearing fucking socks and shit. God damn it! Oh god, you get sand.
Sand
Oh
everywhere.
god, it's the worst.
Okay.
Like, we're from San Diego. I fucking and this is I'm hijacking this thing. I hate the fucking beach.
Yeah.
This is Brian Files. The beach, fuck it. Like
Fuck it.
fuck it. I'm like 4 miles away, 5 miles away from
Not
the beach.
even. We live at like 2.
All right, okay. I was
You
exaggerating.
live closer, actually.
We're pretty fucking close to the beach, and I hate it. More for you. I mean, I don't want you to move to San Diego, but I want the beach to move out of San Diego.
No,
It's not good. Even like, not a big fan of the beach. And then like the beach is always associated with flip flops. I'm like, flip flops. God damn, more for you.
yeah.
It's like, and then like even the ones that I'm like, oh okay. I was thinking like maybe I just haven't found the right flip flop. Why do I want to invest in flip flops? Because I'm like, I was thinking like, oh, maybe getting some like the Adidas, Nike ones or whatever, the ones that like maybe go,
Just strap over.
yeah, they go over more of the foot than the toes area. But I'm like, why?
Yeah.
And I got nasty ass feet.
Yeah.
I know they're not good. They're like,
But
even on their
it's
best
good
day.
to recognize you have it and then hide those fucking things.
And I do my best. I basically cut my toenails just so they don't cut the other ones.
Yeah. Do I have a big
Or
problem?
sorry, I cut the toenails so they don't cut the other toes.
Yeah.
And that's my biggest thing. And as soon as I start feeling an itch on the other one, I'm like, cut it.
Yeah.
That's what I do. And I try not to like fuck it up, so I get like a hangnail in there. That's the worst. You ever get a hangnail in your big toe?
yeah.
Oh god, I used to do that a lot, and that was probably the worst thing that's ever happened to a human being.
Jesus Christ. Well, so with flip flops, next time you see someone walking with them, just listen to the noise that's made when they're fucking walking. It's fucking annoying.
Blip, blip.
I know, it's stupid.
It's a-
You have a grown ass man walking.
sliding his feet because
Yeah, they're sliding. They slide their feet. It's like it's like a child, like an 8-year-old kid who doesn't want to go to school or doesn't want to do something.
just
They're just like being a shithead.
I don't want to do this.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I
Flip
guess.
flops.
Oh, like live my life and be a functional part of society. I guess.
Yeah. It sounds like shit. I mean, you're a grown ass man.
Yeah.
Or woman.
Well, you're a woman. It's like you're a grown ass man, you're a grown ass woman. Fucking get it together, would you? Put on a pair of shoes.
Yeah. Get some fucking boots, bro.
Okay, or shoes. That's fine too.
Yeah.
Take your first step with the shoes.
Yeah. First, wear socks. Yeah, no one wants to see that shit.
I mean, I don't know. I mean,
They're.
but then again, if you,
I think. Okay, hold on.
I give you a pass.
If you're at the beach with flip flops, I give you a pass. I think that's okay.
I was gonna say if you're
If you're at the fucking laundromat or you're walking through a grocery store,
put a lot of time into your like foot care, toe care.
Yeah.
Maybe you got a really nice pedicure.
set going on.
You did it. You earned it. Do it.
Yeah.
But like I don't know,
Man.
like me, my feet are fucking gross.
No one wants to see your yellowy dead nails.
I got like hooves.
Yeah.
It's like it's fine. And I'm gonna cover those things up with some Nikes. You know what I'm saying? But
All right, I think we've. I
that
think
was
we've killed.
fucking stupid.
I think we've killed this.
But I mean, you laid it in there. I agree with you on the flip flops.
Flip flops. That's the killer.
I could deal without them.
That's the real killer.
if they were just off the face of the fucking earth, it wouldn't affect my life at all.
Yeah.
Honestly, I might be more of a smile on my face.
God damn it.
All right, let's get out of here. It's a little longer one, but hey, we're giving it to you. So we're gonna do it. Just want to say thank you for tuning into the Tone Jerks podcast.
Thank you so much.
And if you guys like what you hear, you guys can follow along on the social medias. We are on Instagram. Just check out @the Tone Jerks. And we are also on Facebook. Check out our Facebook group.
Yeah.
Search the Tone Jerks and go to the group. We have a page. That's bullshit. You can go there if you want.
Yeah, to the group. Go to the group.
Like the
cares
page,
about the
like
page?
the page, but go to the group. Come on to the group.
Okay, fine.
And then
A lot of action going on that page.
It's a lot of
by
fun.
the group.
Yeah, a lot of fun over there. But if you guys really like the show, you guys can help support it by becoming a patron on Patreon for as little as $1 a month. But if you guys double down for $2, you guys get an extra episode every week. I'm talking an extra juicy episode.
I don't know about that.
Well, it's you get an extra episode. How about that?
It's sick though.
It's sick and fucking twisted. Just for supporting us, we wanted to give you guys a shout out. We're getting a long list here. So we don't know how long we're going to keep shouting you guys out, but maybe we might switch it to just the new people. Who knows? For as long as we're going to keep doing it. Kyle, you have a list for me. Give it to me, baby.
I have Jim Bowers, Jamie Davis, Co Schneider, Adam Rohr from Let 'Em Hear podcast, Abe Newman, Michael Newman, Andrew Walsh.
Kind of got a sultry, scratchy voice.
Yeah. Jason Fuzzmonger.
It's a little too scratchy.
Okay.
No,
Will Leahy.
Do it as scratchy
Doug
as you
Christ,
want. Scratch
Doug
on.
Gann, Doug King, Johnny Reynolds, Joseph from Like My Pedals, Kevin Equits from Equits Guitars, Leon from Pelican Noise Works, Sean Arbo from Gun Street Wiring Shop, Steve Mike, Stephen Conradi, Sean Fahey, Bruce Banana, Digger from Fat Foot Effects, Brett Alexander, Colin Smith, Alvaro Viramontes, Nicholas Payson.
There we go. You started getting more.
Yeah.
Just, I'm like.
That's all, folks.
You're doing like a Porky Pig impression. That's all, folks. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you to everybody who's supporting us.
Thank you so much.
We're having a lot of fun doing this. And, man, we're coming up. What's this, 66?
Yeah, 66.
We've got 3 more until we get to 60, 90.
Do we get to 70? My math.
Fuck.